The only one that I know about is how they found this is an MRI. I had had a couple episodes in the several years before my tumor presented with the seizure, where I kind of felt dizzy and faint a couple times. And I always wrote it off to me being hungover and dehydrated because they were typically around the times when I was at like a big festival and we'd been partying and sweating. It was in the sun or whatever. Well, later I realized the doctors told me that was, quote, your tumor acting up at that time. Because what I also learned is that alcohol lowers the threshold of seizure in all humans. Most humans never have any worry of seizure because they never get anywhere near the threshold of a seizure. But when you have seizure risk because of whatever you have going on, alcohol can lower that threshold to a certain point where it can cause your body to have a seizure, or as the doctor said, quote, your tumor acting up, right? So they would never have thought to look for a tumor for a couple things that I'd gone to the doctor about because I was 35, and most people don't have brain tumors when they're in their 30s. And funny, not funny, or maybe it's funny, I don't know. But in the month leading up to my diagnosis and the tumor presenting, I had this sinus stuff that would not go away. And I had gone to my normal doctor, and I had allergies and all this stuff, and antibiotics, and they sent me to an ENT. It still didn't get better. The ENT had me do a CT scan of my sinuses. If they had only gone a little bit further back, they would have seen the tumor. But again, they had no reason to suspect that anything that was going on with the tumor. They still don't know if that, because it went away after surgery. Now, perhaps it went away because I was on such a high dose of steroids. Perhaps it went away because the tumor was impacting the balance in my brain and the head, whatever it was. But all the symptoms that I had that they later said were your tumor acting up they never would have thought that it was caused by a tumor because I was 35. So ultimately, the way they knew it is because they did a CT scan that came back, quote, irregular in the ER after I'd had a seizure that day. And then they did an MRI, and then they found that there was a tumor.